Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime back for another Marvel Legends action figure review, and today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Nicolas Cage, Spider-Man Noir, and SpiderHam. Taking a look at the packaging here right up front, very nice looking packaging right here, but obviously it's the plasticless packaging, and so it's not really too unique, it's not really anything too mind-blowing. Also, with this being the plastic-free packaging, that means we get the body bags again. Oh goody. Into the trash you go. And now taking a look at the Spider-Man Noir's accessories. He does come with two alternate heads. He does have his main movie accurate head, where it's just got the black head with the black and white right there. He does have a bit of a scuff right there on the face. The goggles look fine. He's got his little fedora right there, and I like this kind of comic gradient they put on there with like those little speckles and everything. Looks pretty nice, very noir film looking. And then he has the head without the hat on. He didn't really show up like this in the movie all that much, but this is a more comic accurate looking head, if comic accuracy is something you really care about with this figure, because I understand Spider-Man Noir is kind of a hard Marvel Legends to get. Nothing new here. And then finally, even though this wasn't really something he used in the movie all that much, he does come with a gun, which again is comic accurate, and I'm glad they still included it. And I'm pretty sure this may have been the same gun included with the Doctor Doom figures. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but overall, still a fine little pistol. And of course, Spider-Man Noir does have a gun holster right there, and as you can see, it slides right in there, but getting it back out again is kind of a different situation. And here's taking a look at the included Spider-Ham. This is the exact same Spider-Ham that was also included with the Gwen in the Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave. And honestly, this guy isn't all that different from the other one. I would normally have him staring directly up at you, but if I do that, he doesn't stand for crap. Overall, Spider-Ham / Peter Porker here has a pretty convincing looking design to his animated model in the movie, and I do appreciate his little angry Spider-Man nose. It's always a fun detail, and all the web and everything is all nice and done, and he's got his little body, and it's just a static thing. It's just posed up just like this. He's got his little tail and everything, and the only bit of posability he has is this single ball joint at the head. Thankfully, this one ball joint at the head is very expressive, allowing him to look up and down, do some head pivoting and swiveling, all kinds of crazy stuff. But overall, I'm not sure why they threw him into this pack when he's already been included with another figure. I don't know why anyone would want to get this again if you have that Gwen, but anywho, that's really it for Spider-Ham. Here is taking a look at Spider-Man Noir himself. And yes, I really like how this guy looks. I like how he manages to be a bridge between a comic book design and also from the Spider-Verse movie. And I have read the Spider-Man Noir comics. And yeah, I highly suggest you read them. There's even the whole bit of how his Uncle Benjamin got like cannibalized and eaten by a rabid version of the Vulture in the comics. Yeah, it's a great read. Anywho, the head sculpt here, like I said, looks really good. I prefer the head sculpt with the hat on, though I'm going to go and fix that little scuff right there on his face earlier. Coming down the rest of the body here, he's got a little turtleneck sweater right there underneath his jacket. I like his little collar right here. Kind of reminds me of the Gunslinger Spawn. Again, more of that gradient detail going throughout the figure, where he's got those spots of gray right there, which really make him pop out and look like a comic book, or that he came from the Spider-Verse movie. And the arms here, I believe, have been reused on other figures before with sleeves. Nice wrinkles and everything molded in. Overall, the shapes and everything are really simplistic and really round on this guy, especially on the legs. And overall, he's got this belt, here, which looks pretty good. Also, I want to mention the jacket. I'm not really a fan of how this jacket flares out like this. I mean, it does look good when in action poses, but when you're just having him stand there on your shelf, he does look a little off. I mean, it's just a little weird. But overall, I still think he looks good. He looks good. He's got some nice boots right here. And again, very simplistic shapes kind of keeping in with the art style from the movie, but again, having the details and everything that still makes him pretty comic accurate. I just wish that this cloak here had a different way of posing, maybe even have a new one that has hinge joints that can pose around, or I don't know. Also, I would have appreciated some alternate hands, because he only comes with the 2 trigger finger hands, which he can use to hold his... Hold on. He can hold his... Oh, God. A Spider-Man with a gun has always been an unusual concept, but it's always been an interesting one. And that allows him to get into some pretty nice looking gun poses. And speaking of poses, so Spider-Man Noir's head, both of them are on ball joints. It does allow him to look up, and even with the hat, even with the hatless head, because of the collar, it only allows him to look up, not that far. He can look down, he can head pivot, he can go all around the place, he can swivel, shoulders rotate a full 360, they can move in and out, as you can see. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, his wrist rotates and hinges in and out. This one hinges up and down. He does get a waist swivel, ab crunch, not so much of a diaphragm right there because of the coat. His hips can kick forward. They can't really kick back. They can move outward pretty far. He does get a thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees, and then his ankles can move up, down, and he does get an ankle pivot. And also the belt here is a floating piece, so it can shift around. So pretty good articulation on Spider-Man Noir. And now for comparisons, here is Spider-Man Noir and SpiderHam compared next to Peter B. Parker Spider-Man, Miles Morales, as well as Prowler, all from Into the Spider-Verse. Sadly, I wasn't able to get my hands on that Gwen, but this is everyone who I own, at least so far. And then here they are compared next to the last Marvel Legends action figure I took a look at, the Marvel Legends Ragnarok. So anyway, that is it for comparisons.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
And that is basically it for my review on the Marvel Legends Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Noir, and SpiderHam. And yeah, this is a very nice set, though obviously the distribution of this set and, people actually needing to find it has been an entire adventure on its own. Like, it's really hard to find these guys, and I really hate Target.com so much. The actual figure itself, is it worth all the trouble and all the, and the money and all the trouble to find it? Yeah, I would say so. Maybe it's not worth all the trouble, but I definitely like the figure, and I've had a ton of fun posing him around. Also, if any of you are wondering where I'm getting some of these web whipping hands and some of these extra grabby hands and all that, I've just been borrowing those from other figures that I have that happen to have black hands, so Spider-Man Noir ends up being able to borrow some of those. But overall, the figure does have great posability, good detail, and the SpiderHam really is just something I think Hasbro threw in just to inflate the price that little bit. Honestly, I would have rather them not included the SpiderHam and just threw in extra hands and maybe a web effect or just something extra to go with actual Spider-Man Noir, because the SpiderHam was already included with the Gwen, so now if you get the full Into the Spider-Verse crew that's available right now, you're just going to have 2 SpiderHams. And if you were going to include another SpiderHam, why not give him an extra body that's in a different pose? Or I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity here with this, but what Hasbro has provided is pretty good, and thankfully I've had no quality control issues or anything like that on mine. So yeah, if I had to give this set a rating, I give it a very solid 8 out of 10. So yeah, that is it for this review. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give me a like on the video, comment down below what you guys think, subscribe to the channel for more action figure stuff, and I'll catch you guys next time.